Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is actually a requested video in one of the comments on my other videos. So I've done a few videos on different things to do with the Canon 70D and shooting video, and today's we're going to take a look at shooting at night with the Canon 70D. Now if you haven't seen any of my other Canon 70D videos, be sure to check out the little eye in the corner of this video. That'll take you to the playlist where I've done things like setting the white balance, using your custom function to save your regular video settings, among other video things to do with this camera. So shooting at night. Now obviously shooting at night with an APS-C censored DSLR is not the easiest thing to do. You're either going to have quite a dark image, have to get lights, or have a lot of noise in your image. There are a few options however on using different techniques to be able to shoot at night with this camera. So the first thing you want to think about is your scene that you're shooting. Now the person who has asked me to do this video said that they're doing a project shooting at night and they wanted to know how to get the best results from their video. Avoid using a really high ISO, which will give you a lot of grain and a lot of noise in your image. You want to try and use your fastest lens possible. Now I know that can be hard. A lot of fast primes are not image stabilized. In fact, I don't think I have any image stabilized primes which have a fast aperture. But if you can get hold of a 2.8 or even a 1.8 lens, then you're going to be letting a lot more light into that sensor and you'll be able to keep your ISO down lower. So the first thing I would look into doing is using available light. You could set your scene to be under a street lamp or outside a well-lit shop. That way you're getting as much light as you can into the scene. If you can use available light, whether that's shop lights, street lights, or even the sun setting on the golden hours of shooting time for photography or videography, then you're going to help yourself a lot. Option number 2 is to use a smartphone. Now most people these days have a smartphone that will have a built-in LED flashlight that they can also use as a torch or things like that. Now if you're on your own or whether you're with a group, doesn't really matter. If you're with a group, have someone else in your group hold cell phones or a cell phone up where you want the light to come from and have them turn the torch on and use that as a light. Now if you're on your own, there are some solutions to this. The solution I use for shooting in the dark is my iPhone 5 with the flashlight on attached to a Joby clamp which clips in your phone. So you can pick these Joby clamps up quite cheap. I'll put a link in the description to one on Amazon which you can get. Now there are a few things you can do with this. The Joby clamp allows you to attach the phone to a tripod if you have an extra tripod off camera, if you want the light to come in from a different angle for example. Or if you get yourself one of these little adapters which is a shoe to 1/4-inch screw adapter, it'll allow you to attach the phone directly to the top of the camera like having an on-camera light, with no extra expense really apart from the clamp and the adapter to attach to your camera. Now the third option is to buy yourself a small, cheap LED video light panel. I have one of these at home which I use in most of my videos, but I don't have it with me now, so I'm actually using the phone on top of the camera technique right now, as there isn't much light in this room. Now these LED light panels can be used in the same way. They can be attached to a tripod, or they can be attached to the same adapter which you can attach your phone to. I highly recommend these, as the light output can be adjusted on most of these, and again I'll link one in the description below which isn't too expensive and is really good. Another option could be if you have cars in the vicinity, your own car or someone else's who's with you that's parked, use the headlights from that car to bring some ambient light to the scene, and that will help with the overall exposure of the image. Now when shooting at night, you don't really want to be shooting above ISO 800. 1600 is really the max you're going to want to use on this camera before you're going to have to really start using a lot of noise reduction in post-production. Now, there is one other option that you can do for making your scenes look like they were shot at night when they weren't. And I will link a really good video on how to make normal sort of evening video look like nighttime video in the description below this. It's not the best option by far, but it is a cheap option if you don't have any extra lights. Well, I hope this video has helped you out. Check the description below for links to my social media and stuff. I'd love it if you guys follow me on there and talk to me. I love communicating with you guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video.
subjects.